Hello everybody, this is Dimple here again welcoming you all back to my next tutorial on Android Framework components. Today we will see how to build a camera application. So in my previous tutorial I had shown you all how to build a camera application using action image capture intent. Okay, that was very easy, right? Just we have to use this action image capture intent and then the camera UI will be loaded so that we can click our images and save those images. But there is one more alternative method in order to use the camera. In order to build our camera applications, there is one more alternative method, and that one is using the framework APIs to control the camera hardware. So here we will directly access the camera hardware. So in earlier method everything was easy, we were just using this action image capture intent, whereas in the second method which I'll be discussing today, we will be using the camera directly. So since we will be using the camera hardware directly, there will be different APIs, different functions, and the flow will be different. It is a little bit complicated compared to the first method which I had shown in my previous videos. So let's begin. So first step, what we have to do, we have to detect camera hardware. So before building any camera based application, we have to check, right, if our device is having a camera. So to do that, we will use package manager dot has system feature method. So this method will tell us the camera hardware. If it is present, it will return true. Okay, so first step is we have to detect the camera hardware. So here is a small chunk of code which does that. See, we are using get package manager dot has system feature, and feature we are checking is feature underscore camera. So if this returns true, then the device has camera. If this returns false, then there is no camera on this device, so we cannot continue further. So first step, what we are doing here, we are detecting camera hardware. We are checking if our device is having camera. Once we check that, we need to access that camera, right? So if our device is having camera, we need to access that. So for that we have to get instance of camera. For that we will use camera dot open method. So camera dot open method we use before Android 9, that is before Android Pie. Okay, after from Android 9 onwards, that is from Android Pie onwards, we have to use camera 2 APIs. That is, instead of camera we have to use android dot hardware dot camera 2. So there is a new camera 2 APIs introduced in the later versions of Android. So camera dot open method we have to use in order to access the camera. So here we are seeing initially we'll make camera as null, and then we are using camera dot open method. So if you are writing your application targeting the latest versions of Android, you have to use the camera 2 APIs here. So just we are opening the camera, we are getting an instance of camera, we are acquiring the camera resource in this step. Okay, so first step what we did, we just detected if our device is having camera. Second step, we are accessing the camera, we are creating a camera resource to be used in our application. Now we have created camera resource. Third step is that we have to create a preview, right, where our camera has to be loaded. That preview we have to create. So that preview, for that we will use surface view and different methods. Okay, so a camera preview class is a surface view that can display the live image data coming from the camera. So users can frame and capture picture or video. Okay, we have to use different methods, surface changed, all those methods. So surface holder, we will use in turn surface holder callback methods. This callback methods has different methods. Surface created, so when the preview is created, we call this surface created. From this surface created, we will call start preview, so that the camera UI is live, so that we will come to know we have to click an image. Okay, so set preview display start preview, all that that is part of surface created. Once surface has been created, there are other callbacks like surface destroyed, surface changed, stop preview. All such different methods are there which we can customize and use it. Okay, so we have created a surface now for our camera application to be loaded. Now next we have to decide how to view that camera. Okay, we can use frame layout or we can use image view. In different layouts we can actually display the camera, and we can also set the orientation. If we always want the camera to be opened in landscape mode, we can set the screen orientation in the Android manifest file. So yeah, we can use different layouts and views there. So that was our fourth step. Next step is, now everything is ready. We have detected the camera, we have accessed the camera resource, we have set the view, layout, everything. Okay, next step is obviously capturing the pictures. Okay, capturing the pictures, we will use camera dot take picture method. So this is the main important method. So if you want to receive data in JPEG format, then you can use camera picture callback functions. Okay, so here I've just I'm having a button view. On click of that button, what I'm doing is I'm calling this take picture function. So just remember, take picture is the important function which will help us in capturing the images. We have captured the images now. Now we have to stop the preview. Okay, using camera dot stop preview function. At the last we will release the camera. So release the camera, why? Because camera is a shared resource, right? So if multiple applications are using camera at the same time, after each use, each instance of the camera has to be released. If the resources are not released properly, what will happen? Next time we cannot capture an image, there will be a crash. Okay, so no one can access the image, no one can access the camera resource, be it your own application or even the built-in camera application. So for that we have to always make sure after using camera we have to use camera dot release function. Okay, that was all about it. So we have multiple steps here. We have to detect if the camera is available, then we have to access that camera, acquire the camera resource using camera dot open function, and once that is done we will create the preview. We will create the surface view. We'll make use of surface view, surface holder. We will create the surface. Okay, so once the surface is created, we will decide how to display this. We can either use image view to display, or we can either use frame layout or different layouts according to your convenience. So after this is done, we will click an image using capture take picture function, and after that we'll stop the preview and we will release the camera. So this is an alternative way of using the camera hardware directly from your Android application. So I hope this was informative. Thank you all. I'll see you all in my next tutorial. Until then, everyone, take care. Bye.